Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Jazz, and we are back to discuss the trailer breakdown for season 7 of Sistas, and this is episode 13. Okay, so in this trailer, we see Gary talking to his sidekick. I don't know if I want to call him Gary's handler or, yeah, we're gonna call him Gary's handler because he handles everything for Gary, right? So Gary tells him, did you do what I told you to do? And he was like, I've already started it. And then it cuts to Andi in the interrogation room. So what I think is going to happen is they are going to make Andi take the rap for Penelope, for him killing Penelope. I think that's what's going to happen. And y'all let me know what y'all think about that. I could be wrong, but I think that's what's going to happen. They're about to make it look like Andi had something to do, that Andi did it. Because Andi stupidly goes to Gary's office, lets him know that she knows that Penelope is missing and all of this stuff. He gets in front of it, goes to the precinct, tells the cops, and we already know Gary got cops on payroll and stuff. Tells the cops that Andi is the crazy one. Andi is the jealous ex. You know, he's playing that narrative. So, yeah. That's what's gonna happen there. What else do we see in this trailer clip? We see Aaron. Aaron is back. And he is back in full form, and I think he's also back with the vengeance because Aaron. Let me also say this: I don't think that Aaron is wrong for being back and back with questions. The last time he saw Karen read a paper off to him that said that he is 99.9% not a match to being the dad of her baby. And she also told him that she didn't want to talk to him no more because she wanted to be single and focus on her and her baby, which was a good like 6 months ago, right? So, timeline speaking, 6 months ago, he ain't seen her, or so we think. Now, if y'all know Aaron just ain't gonna go quietly. He been around, okay? Because Aaron low-key a stalker. But anyway, so he hasn't been around. She ain't called him, she ain't text him or nothing. But I really do think that he's been low-key keeping up with Karen through Pam. Anyway, and my homegirl, she reminded me of that because we talked about that yesterday. But so he's coming back. He's letting, we see a clip of him saying, you need to let people know. You need to let people know you don't need to hide this. And she's like, I'll let people know when I'm ready to let people know. And so we also see a clip of him going to the basketball court of Zach while Zach is playing basketball, and he tells Zach, I am prepared to not only take care of my child, but take care of your child too if you don't step up. And I think that he says that, first of all, he's out of line for saying that, but people not gonna say that. People not gonna say that he's out of line for saying that, but I'm gonna say it. He's out of line for saying that. You don't tell no dude that you prepared to take care of his child too, and he's doing that. And I want to say this: Aaron, you didn't hear Zach say that he has a son at home that he is taking care of when all of y'all was in Karen's house. Zach said, I have to go home and tell Michael that he's going to be a big brother. Aaron, you didn't hear this man say that. Zach is fully taking care of his own child. Him and Fatima are. Aaron, you didn't hear this man say that. So what you mean? What do you mean? And I think that he's used to the Zach that Karen told him about when when all of this stuff first started back in season 1. And also, I think, and my homegirl reminded me of this. He's been getting stuff. He's been getting tidbits of information from Pam too. I think that, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I think that Pam been being messy, telling Aaron, oh, Zach ain't been coming to appointments. Zach don't check on the baby. Zach don't check on Karen. Because Fatima is jealous, and all of this stuff. So I think that that's where, if you don't step up and be a man and take care of your baby, I'm prepared to take care of your baby. I think that that's where this is coming from. Sir, you ain't seen the kids that you raised with Vaughn. Can we, let's do a tally right quick. Let's go back down memory lane real quick. You had children with your wife of 15 years that you raised. Now, those weren't biologically his. However, he helped raise those kids for 15 years. And when you married, y'all are one. Now I can't speak for how I can't speak for how everybody else is, but I know me. I believe in the whole word of I believe in whole word of the Bible, and I believe in those principles. And when you get married to a person, y'all are one. And if they come with kids, those are now your children. Those are your children. So those were Aaron's children. Those were his children. And according to him, those kids didn't like him ever. So you're telling me, that's why I be telling people, you got to pay attention to what people be saying. You got to listen, and you got to use your discernment, and you have to listen to what people be saying. You're telling me, and he told Karen this, you're telling me, Aaron, that the children with your wife of 15 years did not like you for 15 whole years at all. And after your wife passed away, you just gave those children up. You ain't seen them. You ain't talked to them. You ain't checked on them or nothing. You just gave full parental rights to those children. And you're telling me that you're about to raise another man's child. Like, what's gonna happen when that child piss you off? What's gonna happen when Karen? Better yet, what's gonna happen when Karen piss you off? They out on the street, and you just gonna take the child as yours and go? Give me a freaking break. Child, put me in the writer's room. I'll shake some stuff up, baby. What are we doing? Are we serious? Aaron, you talk about you prepared to raise your child and Zach's child if he don't step up. You ain't stepping up. Where your kids? The kids that you raised children for 15 years with a woman that you were married to for 15 years. You ain't seen her to talk to them since your wife died in front of this woman. But yes, Aaron, come on now. And see, I was kind of sort of in a way rooting for you, only because when you stepped through Karen's door in the last episode, and Zach started calling you names, I was like, now come on, Zach, don't do that. This man just walked through the door. But now you back on your BS. Now you back on your BS. Now don't do that. Don't do that now. Only thing you need to be worried about is your child. The only thing you need to be worried about is asking Karen questions. You need to be asking Karen questions. You need to ask Karen the questions about the child, your child. You need to be asking Karen, how is this going to work as far as your child goes? That's the only thing you need to be asking Karen about. That's it. That's all. Anyway, then it cuts to, Zach is saying, I take care of my child. You and him, y'all worry about y'all's child. Karen makes the comment, well, my kids ain't gonna be raised separately. So there's that. Karen, sweetheart, what did you think was going to happen, baby? You have twins. You have twins with two fathers. You don't just get to decide. You by yourself, independently, don't get to just decide what happens, babe. You and both of them, both of their fathers have to make these decisions. So yes, if Aaron wants joint custody with his child, and if Zach wants joint custody, and if him and Fatima decide that after they're married, yes, both of the kids' fathers have the right to do that. You don't get to just make that decision, Pooh. You can't just say that. Y'all all have to collectively sit down and talk about this. You don't run these men. And I think Karen thinks that she does, which is funny. She thinks that she gonna be making decisions by herself, and that's why I'm laughing. She thinks that she gonna be just making these decisions about these kids by herself. I said that, y'all. I said this last week. Karen does not want these kids. It sounds bad to say that, but it's the freaking truth. Karen don't want these kids. And it sounds bad saying it, but it's true. This is not what Karen bargained for. And of course, I don't think that any person is ready for children. You know what I'm saying? "Quote unquote" ready for this type of responsibility, because it's a lot that comes with it. But hear me out when I say it, okay? Karen, if you go back to season 3, when they were in her office, Zach was about to hit that door, and she knew that she wasn't gonna ever see him again after that. When she was like, "So we really over?" "Well, it's not over for me." Zach said, "Well, I'm sorry about that for you, but I'm done. We're over, so I'm gonna need you to leave Fatima alone. Leave her out of it. She ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm done. I've been saying that I'm done. We're over." And as soon as Zach turned his back on her and walked to that door, she had to think fast. She had to think fast, because she knew as soon as Zach walked out that door, she was not gonna see him again. Because think about it, and hear my conspiracy theory right quick, and I'm gonna get back to the trailer breakdown. But go with me really, really quickly, okay? She goes, "I'm pregnant." And of course that made his heart stop beating for a quick second. So she knew she had to say something to get him to stay. Because as soon as he got out, as soon as he left, that was it. Because she said, "So we really over?" And he said, "Yeah. Yes." Zach was done. Zach was done. Done. Steak ready done. Done. Okay. And so they sat down, and she was like, "Say something. Don't you say if I'm sure. Don't you say if it's mine." Zach won't even go say that. She brought that up first. "Don't you say if it's mine." Zach said, so you gonna sit there and still lie. You gonna sit there and still lie, and you gonna say that you ain't been with Aaron. You gonna still lie and say that you ain't been with Aaron. Karen said, "That was only one time, and this was a lot less than you and Fatima. And that was only one, and that was just recently." That was just recently. Zach then says, "Are you sure?" Karen goes, "I am sure, and don't ask me that no more." Zach says, "No. Are you sure?" She goes, "I missed my period." He says, "I understand what you're saying and I hear you. But that could be a lot of things. That could be a lot of reasons why you missed your cycle. Did you take a test?" She says no. Karen hadn't even taken no test yet. She only said she was pregnant. She only said she was pregnant to get him to stay. She hadn't taken no test to even confirm it. Fast forward, when she really did take a test, when she really did take one, she was just as shocked as he was. Karen didn't know for sure if she was pregnant. She was literally just as shocked as he was. Her hope was that he wasn't going to question her, because she was used to him not questioning her. Because Zach never questioned her. Because Zach didn't question her. Now back to this trailer. We see Fatima in her red looking at Zach as if he was telling her something important. I'm sorry, not that part. The part where she was like, where she was telling him that crazy name, that supercalifragilisticexpialidocious stuff, where that name, and she said, "Do you know how rare it is for that to happen?" So Fatima done did her homework. Fatima done got online, which I knew she was gonna do. She done got online and she done started doing her homework. And folks be getting in these comments talking about Fatima need to mind her business. Baby, look. Fatima is doing what needs to be done, because Zach needs to be sure if this baby is his before he gets to paying child support. Child, they already only got $30. Okay, so yes, I am all aboard. I am all aboard with her on this. Okay, so yeah, there is that. And so then we cut to another scene with Fatima where she's looking like Zach is telling her something. And I think after that exchange between Zach and Aaron, Zach goes home and tells her what Aaron said. And Fatima gets in hitter mode. Like, I'm sorry, he said what? Especially because the colors be foreshadowing stuff. And the last time Fatima had on red, she slapped the mess out of Zach. So there's that. And we also see Danni and Sabrina talking, and it looks like Sabrina is going to tell, not Sabrina, it looks like Danni is going to tell Sabrina about Karen. Now, if this does happen, is it wrong? Absolutely. 1000%, because she don't need to be telling Karen business. But let me say this. What we're not going to do is act like the girls don't tell each other's business. And that's also wrong, because let's go back to season 5 for a minute, when Danni got caught with Q. And Danni asked Sabrina, don't tell the girls, because she was embarrassed. She was embarrassed that she had slept with Q, unbeknownst that Q was the one who had got all that stuff in motion with Sabrina, and that Q had slept with a dude. And Danni had asked Sabrina, please don't tell the girls. Sabrina said, and I quote, "Well, I'm telling the girls," and told the girls, put her own spin on it, and the exact same night, all the girls end up coming to Danni's house and trying to give her, quote unquote, an intervention. So that is no different than this. All these girls do the exact same thing to each other. And it's not right, but they all need to. I have been saying since season 1 that none of these girls are friends. And it's not a, well, one friend is worse to the other and the other one is worse to the other. No, they all are not friends. And they all do not value each other's personal space. They all don't value each other's boundaries, and they all don't listen to each other. They're all messy, and they all be messy to each other. But then when one does, and they all deflect, but then when one does it they all do it with each other. But then when one does it to the other, then they be mad. Nope. So yeah, this situation is no different than the other one. That's all that I have to say about that. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I definitely knew that Danni was going to have a field day with Karen having 2 baby daddies. Woo, God. I laugh every time I gotta say it, y'all. They did not have to do this baby like that. Oh, good Lord. Oh, they did not have to do her like that. But that is the gist of the trailer breakdown. I am excited to watch the episode in full. It comes on next Wednesday, which I think we're June 1st. June 4th, I think. But anyway, next Wednesday on BET. Y'all make sure y'all check it out so we can discuss it here on my channel. Y'all send y'all friends to my channel. And make sure, if y'all have not subscribed, make sure y'all subscribe and make sure y'all like, comment, so we can chat about it in these comments. Okay? I love y'all in real life and in real time. And y'all make sure y'all do something for you. It's Saturday. Make sure y'all do something for you. And yeah, and if nothing else, give God the glory. Okay? Love y'all. Have a good one. Bye.